your friends are going camping. And your dog wants to go camping. But you don't have a camper or a camper shell. If you got a truck, you're in luck. If you're like me, you hate camping in a tent. I don't like setting up a tent. I don't like sleeping on the ground. Even if there's a cushion, it's just not that comfortable to sleep on the ground. There's usually nothing level. I would much rather sleep in a camper or even in the back of my truck in a camper shell. But if you don't have the money for a camper shell and you don't have one to borrow, you can make a temporary canopy, and it's not great, but it'll get you by camping for a night or two. And it's pretty inexpensive to make. You can make it out of mostly stuff you probably already have laying around in your garage. Come on and I'll show you what you need. The first thing you're going to need is a couple of 2x4s, at least about 18 inches long. Longer is better if you can get some that are 2 or 3 feet long. And you want to rip them down into 2x2s. Unless you already have a couple of 2x2s laying around, then that'll be sufficient. Then you need a couple of smaller 2x4s so you can cut a few wedges out of the 2x4s. Then take the 2x2s that you've made and drill a hole in one end of each of them. You need 4 of them. Go ahead and drill a hole in one end of each of the 4 2x2s. Okay, so what you'll need is 4 wedges. 4 poles that you've made, the hole through the end, 2x2s, a bunch of bungee cords, some rope, just any kind of regular rope will work, as long as it's pretty sturdy, and at least 2 tarps, but you want one that's pretty big. This is like 12 by 15 or something. You want a big tarp, and the other tarp doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be a tarp. So the first thing you want to do is put your poles that you made with the holes sticking up. The holes you drilled in your poles, you want those sticking up and put them in the 4 corners of the truck bed. And they're small enough that there should be some slack. They should fit pretty easily. The next thing you want to do is wedge the poles up with the wedges that you made. Just cram those wedges in there so the poles don't wobble around. They'll just stay a little bit straight. Then you want to get your rope and start at one of the back corners and run your rope all the way around to the other back corner, all the way through. Now my rope wasn't long enough to go all the way through and then back across, so I just got a strap and
put a hook in one of the holes, and then I tied the strap on the other corner of the other back corner of the pole. The next step is to spread out the tarp over the top of all this and find out where your bungee cord holes work with stuff that you can hook it to on your truck. It'll take a little bit of trial and error, but I'm sure there's enough places to hook bungee cords where you can get a tarp secure. And finally, just attach a smaller tarp to the back of the truck. Thank you for watching, and if you found this information helpful or entertaining, please pass it along and hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think about it, and if I can answer any of your questions, I'd be glad to reply and hopefully help someone out. All right, thank you.